I was messing around the kitchen the other day making my smoothie, and I was adding cacao nibs to it, and it got me thinking, what's the story behind this ingredient? It's got to be more than just a chocolate chip substitute, right?
Yeah.
So we're going on a deep dive today into the world of cacao. And we're going to start with this article. It's titled Theobroma Cacao, From Ancient Rituals to Modern Superfood. It promises to be quite a journey.
Oh, it absolutely is. Cacao's story is really a fascinating blend of,
Hmm.
you know, history and culture and science. It's been revered for centuries,
Yeah.
and modern research is really only beginning to uncover its full potential.
Well, I am ready to uncover it all. The article dives right into the history. We're talking about ancient Mayans and Aztecs using cacao beans, not just as a beverage, but also as currency. Can you imagine? Paying for your groceries with cacao beans? What made this bean so valuable to these civilizations?
It seems that cacao held a really deeply spiritual significance to these cultures. It was a key element in religious ceremonies,
Mm.
and they believed it had divine properties. That's actually reflected in the name they gave it, Theobroma,
Mm.
meaning food of the gods.
Food of the gods. That's a pretty bold claim. But as I was reading, I realized modern science is starting to back up that ancient reverence. The article talks about cacao being a nutritional powerhouse, packed with things like flavanols and essential minerals and fiber and theobromine.
Right.
Break it down for us. What are these and how do they benefit us today?
Okay, so let's start with flavanols. They're powerful antioxidants, and they can do wonders for your health. Think of them as tiny bodyguards protecting your cells from damage caused by free radicals. Free radicals are unstable molecules that can wreak havoc on your body, much like rust damages metal.
So cacao is like a shield against cellular damage. I'm starting to see why they called it food of the gods.
Exactly. And it's not just about protection. Cacao is also rich in essential minerals, like magnesium, which is crucial for muscle function and relaxation, and iron, which helps your red blood cells carry oxygen throughout your body. That's why you might feel more energized and focused after consuming cacao.
Okay, I'm seeing a pattern here. Ancient reverence and modern science seem to agree on cacao's incredible properties. But let's get specific. The article mentions several health benefits linked to cacao. One that caught my eye was improved cardiovascular health. What's the connection there?
The research has shown that the flavanols in cacao can improve blood flow and lower blood pressure, reducing the strain on your heart. They can even reduce the risk of blood clots, which is crucial for maintaining a healthy cardiovascular system.
So if someone's looking for natural ways to support their heart health, cacao could be a valuable addition to their diet.
Absolutely. And it goes beyond that. Remember those flavanols we talked about?
Yeah.
They also help improve what's called endothelial function. That's the health of the delicate lining of your blood vessels. When that lining is functioning optimally, blood flows more smoothly, further reducing the risk of heart problems.
That makes perfect sense. So we're talking about a multifaceted approach to heart health, all thanks to this amazing bean. The article also highlights cacao's potential as a mood booster. I've definitely experienced that feeling of bliss after a piece of dark chocolate. But is there a scientific explanation for it?
There is. Cacao contains compounds like phenylethylamine, that's often called the love molecule, because it's associated with feelings of happiness and pleasure. It also has anandamide, a neurotransmitter that can enhance mood and create a sense of well-being.
So those feelings of happiness and relaxation after enjoying some cacao aren't just in my head. But the article doesn't stop there. It also mentions benefits for cognitive function. How does cacao impact our brains?
Studies suggest that cacao flavanols can improve memory and attention, and even offer protection against age-related cognitive decline. It's like giving your brain a gentle nudge in the right direction.
Wow, so it's good for the heart, the mood, and the brain. This food of the gods is living up to its name. But wait, there's more. The article also mentions blood sugar control. Is there a connection between cacao and blood sugar levels?
Research suggests that cacao may improve insulin sensitivity, which is essential for regulating blood sugar. This is particularly relevant for people with type 2 diabetes or those at risk of developing it.
So cacao could potentially play a role in managing blood sugar levels. That's incredible. We've covered a lot of ground already. Heart health, mood enhancement, brain power, and blood sugar control. It seems like cacao has a positive impact on nearly every aspect of our health. But before we get carried away with all these amazing benefits, I want to make sure we're clear on one thing. Not all cacao is created equal.
You're absolutely right. The way cacao is processed can significantly affect its nutritional value. The article makes a clear distinction between raw cacao and processed cocoa.
Okay, let's break that down. What's the difference and why does it matter?
Okay. Raw cacao refers to minimally processed beans, nibs, or powder. They retain the highest concentration of nutrients and those all-important antioxidants. Think of it as the purest form of cacao, straight from the source.
So if we're looking to maximize those health benefits we've been discussing, raw cacao is the way to go.
Exactly. On the other hand, cocoa undergoes a more extensive processing method, including roasting at high temperatures. While this develops that familiar chocolate flavor, it unfortunately reduces the flavanol content, those powerful antioxidants we've been talking about.
So it seems there's a trade-off. More processing for flavor, but at the cost of some of those amazing nutrients. Does this mean we should ditch our beloved chocolate bars altogether?
Not necessarily. Dark chocolate with a high cacao percentage, ideally 70% or higher, can still offer a good source of flavanols. But it's essential to choose options with minimal added sugar.
So we can still enjoy that chocolatey goodness, but in a way that aligns with our health goals. Quality over quantity seems to be the key here.
Precisely. And even with dark chocolate, moderation is key. Too much of anything can have unintended consequences.
That's a great point. Speaking of moderation, the article also mentioned some precautions regarding cacao consumption. What should our listeners be aware of?
It's important to remember that cacao contains stimulants, like theobromine and caffeine. While these can provide a gentle energy boost, they can also cause side effects, like restlessness, insomnia, or headaches in some individuals, especially if consumed in excess.
So as with most things in life, moderation and listening to your body are crucial.
Exactly.
Yeah.
It's always best to start with small amounts
Mm.
and gradually increase your intake to see how you respond and if you have any pre-existing health conditions
Mm.
or are taking medications. It's a good idea to check with your doctor before adding large amounts of cacao to your diet.
That's excellent advice. It's always better to be safe than sorry when it comes to our health.
Right.
So now that we've laid out all the amazing benefits, let's get practical. The article mentions cacao nibs and cacao powder and, of course, dark chocolate. For someone who wants to incorporate cacao into their diet, what are some easy and enjoyable ways to do that?
Well, cacao nibs are a great place to start. They have a slightly bitter, nutty flavor and the satisfying crunch. I love adding them to my morning yogurt or oatmeal for an extra boost of flavor and texture.
That's a great idea. I've also seen recipes for granola bars and trail mixes that use cacao nibs. It seems like a versatile ingredient that can add a subtle chocolate flavor to just about anything. What about cacao powder?
Cacao powder is incredibly versatile. It's perfect for making a rich and decadent cup of hot chocolate. And if you're feeling adventurous, you can add it to smoothies, brownies, or even chili for a hint of depth and complexity.
Chili with cacao powder. Now that's something I need to try. And of course, there's always the classic dark chocolate option. But as you mentioned earlier, we need to be picky about the kind we choose.
Exactly. Look for dark chocolate with a high cacao percentage, 70% or higher.
Yeah.
And make sure it has minimal added sugar. That way you're getting the most benefits from the cacao itself without all the extra sweetness.
So we can still enjoy that chocolatey goodness, but in a way that aligns with our health goals. Listening to all this, I can't help but think about how much our understanding of food has evolved. We've gone from seeing chocolate as a simple treat to recognizing cacao as this complex superfood with so much to offer.
It's remarkable, isn't it? Cacao's journey from ancient ritual to modern superfood really highlights how much we're still learning about the power of nature. And it's a great reminder that the foods we consume can have a profound impact on our well-being.
It really underscores the importance of being curious about our food and exploring beyond the surface. There's so much to discover. You've given us a lot to think about today. Any final thoughts before we wrap up this deep dive?
I think the key takeaway is that cacao is a gift from nature. With a rich history and a promising future, we're still uncovering all its secrets. But what we know so far is truly fascinating.
I couldn't agree more. And remember, listeners, this is just the beginning of your cacao journey. There's a whole world of information out there waiting to be explored.
So go ahead, indulge in some food of the gods, experiment with different forms of cacao, and discover what works best for you.
And who knows, maybe you'll even uncover some hidden benefits of your own. That's all the time we have for today's deep dive. Thanks for joining us on this fascinating exploration of cacao.
It's been a pleasure sharing this journey with you.
Until next time, keep diving deep and stay curious. Wow, after this deep dive, I'm definitely seeing cacao in a whole new light. It's not just about that delicious chocolate flavor anymore.
Right. It's amazing how something so seemingly simple can have such a profound impact on our health and well-being. It really speaks to the interconnectedness of nature and our own bodies.
I'm feeling inspired to experiment with cacao in my own kitchen. I think I'll start with those cacao nibs in my smoothie, like I mentioned earlier.
That's a great choice. And,
It is.
there are so many creative ways to use cacao beyond the usual suspects. Have you ever tried cacao nibs in savory dishes?
Oh.
They can add a wonderful depth of flavor to moles and even some stews.
Cacao nibs in a stew, that's a new one for me. But I'm always up for trying new things, especially when it comes to incorporating healthy and flavorful ingredients into my diet.
I think you'll be pleasantly surprised. The slight bitterness of the nibs can balance out the richness of a stew and add a unique complexity to the flavor profile.
I'm definitely adding that to my culinary to-do list. Well, I think we've thoroughly explored the world of cacao today. From its ancient origins as food of the gods to its modern-day status as a nutritional powerhouse, it's clear that cacao is a gift that keeps on giving.
It has been a true pleasure delving into this fascinating world of cacao with you, and I hope our listeners feel empowered to embark on their own cacao adventures.
Absolutely. So to our listeners, we encourage you to explore the versatility of cacao, experiment with different forms, and discover the unique ways it can enhance your life, whether you're seeking a mood boost, a cognitive edge, or simply a delicious and healthy treat. Cacao has something to offer everyone.
And remember, the journey of discovery doesn't end here. Keep learning, keep experimenting, and keep enjoying the incredible benefits of this ancient treasure.
That's a perfect note to end on. Thank you for joining us on this deep dive into the world of cacao. Until next time, stay curious.